Hello and welcome to Mr. Slomka's Algebra 1 class. I'm Mr. Slomka, and your student has me in algebra for about the second half of the day. Um, let's get started. So here is a little information for you that's going to help you kind of understand how our day goes. So to begin with, this is my 15th year as a math teacher here, and I've worked at Stony Creek High School for every one of those great years. This year I'm teaching geometry and Algebra 1, but I've also taught Algebra 2, pre-calculus, and even personal finance. And my other great passion is to teach sociology here at Stony Creek as well. In my off time, I love racing bikes, I like fixing things, and I love exploring with my kids. In that picture right there, you can see my daughter Sophie, who's going to be going into third grade this year, and my son Shepard, who is going into kindergarten this year. And we're hanging out at Pine Knob Ski Hill at that picture right there. My kids just really caught the itch to ski a lot this year, and so we've been really enjoying it. I'm also the ski and snowboard coordinator, so if you've got a kid who's interested in skiing or snowboarding, or they already are great at it and they just want some discounts on lift ticket passes, I'm the guy to talk to for that. As far as Algebra 1 class structure goes, here's a little bit of an idea about how we do things. So we're going to try to start most classes the same way we started the semester, which was last week. And we're going to try to do that with some collaborative small work and exploration. I think that exploration is really important because it allows kids to try out their ideas and brainstorm and find some success, and maybe even find a little bit of failure and then find some success without being guided down the trail by a teacher. And so I want to start every day with that. Then, once they've picked up on a couple of patterns, once they've noticed a couple of things, then we can move on to notes. And that is when I'm going to really solidify that information that they've picked up and really formalize it so that they know for sure what exactly is good and what might be a misconception. All of that kind of information, all of those exploration and all those guided notes, I'll be posting to our Google Classroom as well, in case your student happens to be absent for any particular reason, or in case they misplace any of their materials. All that stuff will be easily found on the Google Classroom. Then after that, after we do our guided notes, then at the end of every hour, I'm going to try my best to make time for homework. And also some time for review and reteaching if your student needs any help with those kinds of things. The end of class is a great time to work on those. There will be typically one or sometimes two checkpoints each week. And a checkpoint is going to be a small quiz that your student will be taking over one or two major concepts. And we're going to try to keep it to one, but sometimes we won't be able to avoid it, and there might be two checkpoints in a week. There will also be about one test about every 3 weeks, which is going to be a larger assessment over a couple more concepts, all kind of grouped together. So all the small checkpoints will come together and make a test, and then we'll do a couple more checkpoints, and then we'll make another test. As far as grading is concerned, our grading is going to be broken down on those two same components that I just got done talking about. Checkpoints, which are once again small quizzes, are going to represent 70% of your students' quarter grade, and tests are going to represent 30% of your students' quarter grade. Now, this might look a little severe for some parents who are new to this idea, but I assure you that it's a really great split. Checkpoints are, like I said, small quizzes, but the most important part about a checkpoint is that it can be retaken. This is a really great opportunity for your student to attempt, and then if they're dissatisfied with their grade, they're more than welcome to create some corrections and then come in and retake the checkpoint again. And so that is a really great way to reassess your learning and make sure that you are actually mastering the topics that we're interested in. And then you can get yourself whatever score you want on your checkpoint. You can retake it as many times as you would like. In order to retake a checkpoint, my major concern is that I really want to make sure that each student has grown and learned from their experience. So I would like them to try to do some corrections, preferably with an adult. So they could do that with a tutor or a parent or maybe an older sibling. Or what would be really ideal is if they came in and did them with me. They could do them with me during homework time or after school. But I know that that can be conflicting for some students. So I'd be happy to have them do that with those corrections outside of school as well, and then just bring them into me. And once those corrections look good, then we can schedule a time outside of class for them to do those retakes. Tests, on the other hand, those larger assessments cannot be retaken. I think it's important to have those kinds of finalized assessments in place. And so students can get a little taste about what those are like before they move on to some of those more advanced math classes that we offer here or college courses. As parents, you might be interested in kind of following along what some of our topics are and what we're working on, or just having a resource in order to kind of access in order to assist your student. And the best place to look is definitely the Google Classroom. So really make sure that you talk to your student about how they access that and make sure that you can get to the things that you need to get to quickly and easily. But also another really great resource is our textbook publisher's website. We don't really use the textbook in class, but that doesn't mean that we're not following it carefully. And that also doesn't mean that it's not a very good resource, because it certainly is. And we do follow it closely. The easiest access is this one that I've got up here on the screen. It's Big Ideas access easyaccessmaterials.com, and so that one works out really well. There is a link to this on the Google Classroom already, so you can get that. You don't have to have any special login or anything like that, and you can find any Big Ideas math textbook. So that means it will work this year, it'll work next year, it'll work the year after that. This is a good link that'll work for a couple of years for you. Like I said, sometimes a little bit of extra help is necessary, especially if a student is interested in retaking a checkpoint, or if they want a little bit of extra help in order to help them prepare for one of those tests that's coming up. And that is easy to do. I will be available almost every single day after school from 2:30 to 3. The students can just talk to me about that in class, and then we can meet up later that day and spend some time together. I find that usually a little bit goes a long way. So most students don't need an entire hour after school to meet with Mr. Slomka. They might just need a couple of minutes to kind of iron down a couple of important pieces or work out a particularly stubborn misconception. And so that is usually a good amount of time, but I'm always available after school. Another thing that is available is if your student has some time before school, they're welcome to come in from 7 to 7:30 as well, but they can't meet with me at that time. If they want to meet between 7 and 7:30, their best option is to go to the Academic Center, which is down in the Freshman Locker Bank. There is a lot of really great math experts that work down in the Academic Center, and they're more than willing to work with students. They're also willing to work with students during lunch and a lot of other times as well. But morning is a really, really great time for students to kind of pop in and get some of that information, especially for students feeling a little stressed, maybe on checkpoint or test day, and they just want to make sure that they got those details down before they walk into my room. That is a great opportunity for them to take advantage of. And then lastly, if your student does want to come in and meet with me, they can email me, and there's my email address there for you one more time. But like I said, most of the time students usually just talk to me about it in class, and that's usually quick and easy, and it works pretty well for everybody. And so they can choose whatever is going to work for them. Once again, I'm really, really excited to work with your kids this year, and I'm really, really focused on helping them grow and change as math learners. We started our year off focusing on that idea, and I want to just keep on bringing it back over and over again because it's so important to me, and I'm excited to dive back into Algebra 1 and really, really enjoy working on the material with this new, fresh group of kids. Please email me if you have any questions or concerns. I'm happy to work with you as well. Thank you so much.